Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Bonnie gave herself a pep talk in the Kyriakis living room about her abilities to protect Sarah's secret. "You just have to stay away from Xander," Bonnie explained. As he approached the room, Xander asked, "Did someone say my name?" Bonnie yelled. Bonnie lied about hearing Xander's noisy shoes enter the home. Bonnie backed aside as Xander approached. "Just please stay the hell away from me," Bonnie requested. Xander approached Bonnie again, and she dodged him by running around the coffee table. "There's no need to panic," Xander remarked. Xander's face softened, and he asked Bonnie whether she was still terrified of him because of the kidnapping. "What matters is that is in the past, and I've forgiven you. And I know you would never, ever do anything like that again," Bonnie added. Bonnie explained to Xander that she realized that Xander had done dreadful things in order to provide for Sarah. "And what husband wouldn't want to provide for his wife?" Bonnie asked. As Bonnie mentioned that Sarah would never return, Xander grimaced, and his eyes glistened with tears. "Geez, Bonnie, you put it on thick," Xander said quietly. Bonnie apologized and assured Xander that she had intended good. "By reminding me how much Sarah hates me," Xander wondered. "But she doesn't. I mean, it's not hate that she feels. How would I know how she feels?" Bonnie rambled. Bonnie contended that Sarah's feelings could shift. "Everything is certain except death, babies, and change." "Death, taxes, and change," Bonnie added. Xander lifted an inquisitive brow and nodded yeah. Bonnie complained about being overheated. "If you've forgiven me and are no longer afraid of me, why did you shriek and flee when I walked in?" Xander inquired. Bonnie then mentioned that she thought she had a cold. Bonnie pretended to sneeze. "I was looking for Maggie. Is she still around?" Xander inquired. Xander was directed upstairs by Bonnie. As Xander began to walk away, his phone beeped with a text message. "Oh wow, she's pregnant," Xander exclaimed. Bonnie shouted, "What? She told you she's pregnant?" Xander stated that he had received a news alert. Xander was perplexed and asked Bonnie who she thought was pregnant. Bonnie mentioned the same individual as Xander. "So you knew Nicole was pregnant?" Xander inquired. Bonnie responded yes in between false sneezes. "But how?" Xander asked. Lady Whistleblower's column was just published on the site. Bonnie stumbled over the fact that she was a premium subscriber. With a nod, Xander stated that he needed to locate Maggie. Bonnie inquired, "What do you have to tell Maggie? Anything juicy?" Xander informed Bonnie of Maggie's employment offer. "But I'm going to turn her down," Xander explained. Xander added that, as much as he adored Maggie, being his own boss at the paper meant a lot to him. "And I don't want to sabotage what's happening between me and Chloe," Xander replied with a delighted smirk. Bonnie smirked. "Don't tell me you and Chloe are dating?" Bonnie inquired. Xander acknowledged to being somewhat involved with Chloe with a shrug. "How involved are you two?" Bonnie inquired, disapprovingly. Xander inquired as to why Bonnie was concerned about his friendship with Chloe. Bonnie expressed her curiosity through clenched jaws. "I'm not the kind to kiss and tell," Xander said. Bonnie exclaimed, "You've kissed." Bonnie inquired about the specifics. "Actually, there were 3 kisses," Xander said, "but I got slapped the first 2 times. When Bonnie became heated, Xander questioned Bonnie why she was so engaged in his sexual life. "Xander, you're making a huge mistake, and you need to stop kissing Chloe right now," Bonnie insisted. Bonnie blurted out Sarah's name when Xander questioned why. "Sarah and I don't even talk anymore," Xander confessed. Bonnie argued that Xander dating Chloe would damage Sarah's feelings. Xander responded that Sarah was uninterested in him or his dating life. "Sarah is too busy doing whatever she's doing with Rex," Xander complained. "No, she isn't," Bonnie exclaimed. "That's what I thought until I saw her and saw the condition she was in." Xander, suspicious, inquired as to what Bonnie meant. "Is she okay?" inquired Xander. Sarah, according to Bunny, was fit and cheerful. Xander expressed his happiness for Sarah with a shrug. Xander expressed gratitude for Bunny's involvement and told her that his relationship with Sarah was over. "There's no reason for either of us to give a damn about what the other is doing," Xander stated. Xander nodded and went in search of Maggie. "You may think that now, but after Sarah has the baby, you'll both feel very differently," Bunny grumbled. Bunny contacted Justin to inform him of her talk with Xander. Bunny sneezed as she told Justin about her phony cold. Bunny exclaimed, "God is punishing me for lying." When Lai got home from Hong Kong, he discovered his finalized divorce papers in the mail. Megan rang the doorbell. Lai was about to shut the door in her face when she stopped him. "We have some business to discuss," Megan explained. Megan informed Lai that, while he was cruel and no match for her. "You must be aware that I am at Dimora," Lai stated. Megan pointed out that Lai was a board member with a vote. Megan reminded Lai that Gabby was in love with Stefan when he declared his vote was promised to Gabby. "You've pledged your loyalty to a woman who has pledged hers to another man," Megan inquired. Megan implored Lee not to let the lady who had deceived him obstruct his progress. "I know what it's like to be slighted, rejected, and to lose the love of one's life to someone who's unworthy," Megan explained. "So you think your brother is unworthy?" Lai inquired. Megan observed Stefan's Alamein ancestry with a disgusted expression. "If I'm reading you correctly, you're assuming that my losing Gabby to Stefan and the resulting animosity I feel towards him and her will motivate me to become involved in your plans to take over the company," Lai explained. Lai informed Megan he wasn't interested when she said yes. Megan stated that she was aware of what Lai had done to secure Gabby and that Lai had attempted to murder Stefan. "Are you seriously considering killing your own brother?" Lai inquired. Megan contended that, like a queen in a chess game, she had more moves to make than her brothers as kings. Megan was not the only queen, according to Lai. "Gabby is a hot-headed, high-strung woman who could easily be knocked off her pins," Megan added. "By the elimination of her king," Lee added. Megan countered with a grin that Stefan was to blame for Lee's lack of a job, a home, or a love life. Megan asked Lai if he wanted vengeance. "Gabby did love me once," Lai said quietly. "If something terrible happens to Stefan, the vulnerable widow de Maro would almost certainly seek comfort from you," Megan remarked. Lai argued with a shake of his head that even if Gabby turned to face him, he had moved on from Gabby. Megan burst out laughing. Megan begged Lai to consider her offer. Gabby notified Stefan in the Dimera living room that her final divorce papers had arrived. While Gabby and Stefan kissed and discussed taking over the company, EJ strolled in and laughed. "I wouldn't be so sure about that," EJ said, as Stefan poured a glass and inquired about EJ should drink something before going to work. "I'd like to unwind first, if that's okay with you," EJ said. "Tough morning?" Gabby inquired. EJ stated he'd spent the morning looking for a specialist for Nicole's pregnancy who could fly into Salem. "A perinatologist who, hopefully, will be able to tell us if Nicole will be able to carry our child to term," EJ said. "I really hope it works out for you guys." Phoebe expressed her hope. Stefan concurred. "And the timing could be perfect. You'll be free by then, once the little one arrives, and you could be a stay-at-home dad," Phoebe joked. Gabby was staring at him with daggers. "I'll be very busy ensuring that my son or daughter inherits our father's company's legacy, so I'll be doing everything in my power to prevent Selim's most incompetent couple from destroying it," EJ countered. EJ was reminded by Stefan, which EJ had insufficient votes to stop him and Gabby. "Nor do you have the votes to stop me," EJ countered. EJ was reminded by Gabby. They thought they had Kristen's vote, but EJ argued that Kristen was erratic. He also mentioned that he had Megan's more reliable vote. "I wouldn't put my faith in Megan, aside from the fact that she's a homicidal maniac," Stefan replied. "As opposed to Kristen, you mean?" EJ retorted. Gabby contended that Kristen and Megan had collaborated to get out of jail. What makes you think that they're going to stop now and dilute their power by voting separately? Phoebe asked. Stefan agreed and proposed that he and EJ put the hatchet down. So, you're suggesting what? Consolidate power? Form an alliance? EJ asked. Stefan agreed. Before our sisters take both of us down, Stefan declared. EJ that contended that their sisters were too preoccupied with their love interests to be a nuisance. Wrong. Women, unlike men, are excellent multitaskers, and those two are no exception, Gabby countered. I know it won't be long before he throws me over in an attempt to secure said woman's share of power, EJ says, grumbled. Stefan confessed that his and Gabby's aspirations were not hidden, but he believed it was best to work together. I am suggesting that there is more than enough money and power to go around Dimara, so if the three of us can find a way to peacefully coexist and eliminate our mutual enemies, maybe, just maybe, we can all start the next chapter of our lives with a modicum of harmony, Stefan explained. EJ, the offer was turned down. Let the best Dimara win, EJ said. Gabby stormed upstairs to her bedroom, accompanied by Stefan. EJ made a huge mistake, Gabby said. Hey, we tried, and if pride comes before the fall, you and I aren't the only ones EJ needs to be concerned about taking him down, Stefan remarked. Megan accepted a phone call from Lai in the Dimara living room. What we discussed, taking Stefan down by any means necessary, Lee asked. Wise decision, Mr. Shin, and I'm confident that with your assistance, my brother will not be here long, Megan added. EJ listened in on Megan from the doorway. Nicole ran into Eric in the square. Eric inquired about Abe. Nicole admitted that there was no news, and Colin insisted that he also had no information about Abe. Sloane believes Colin, and Rafe believes, Eric remarked. Yeah, well, I'll keep praying that they find Abe soon, Nicole said. Eric inquired as to the pregnancy. Nicole stated that she had an appointment with a specialist. I hope everything works out and that he or she tells you that you can have EJ's baby, Eric expressed hope. Nicole stated that treatments had progressed and that she intended to carry her high-risk pregnancy to term. I hope they give you some really good news tomorrow, Eric remarked. After everything you've been through, you really deserve it. Nicole gave a nervous chuckle. I'm not sure I deserve it, but I'm glad I might get to be a mom again, Nicole said. Eric grinned. Chloe complained at the newspaper over Leo's remark that Sarah will eventually split up Chloe and Xander. Leo has no idea what he's talking about. Sarah and Xander are done for good, and there's no reason to believe that will change, Chloe remarked. Chloe warmly hugged her old friend Nicole when she arrived. We have barely spoken since I left Basic Black, Chloe admitted. Nicole expressed her regret. Chloe inquired about Nicole's whereabouts. I'm pregnant, Nicole declared. Nicole explained the biscuits and the paternity test to Chloe. My main concern right now is whether I can carry this baby to term, Nicole explained. Nicole informed Chloe of the specialist. I'm praying that you get good news, Chloe replied. Chloe inquired of Nicole whether EJ was pleased, and she agreed. When Chloe asked Nicole if she liked EJ, Nicole replied, he's been so good to me. Chloe giggled and remarked that Nicole had not responded to her question. Well, that is the best answer I have for you right now, Nicole explained. Chloe began to inquire about Eric, but Nicole cut her off. I do not wish, nor have I been wishing, that Eric is the baby's father, Nicole insisted. Nicole, according to Chloe, was not credible. Nicole contended that wishing for something that would never happen was pointless. Chloe expressed regret. Nicole stated that she understood. EJ is my baby's father, and I am so grateful, and he's been nothing but sweet and patient to me, and we are committed to each other and this baby, Nicole explained. I'm happy for you, and I'm praying that this all works out, Chloe remarked. Nicole inquired about Chloe's personal life. Chloe smirked as she mentioned that Xander had persuaded her to take the position at the paper. Nicole's eyes widened as she noticed Chloe blush. So, You and Sander are working and living together? Nicole inquired. Nicole inquired about Chloe's romantic relationship with Sander. Chloe confessed to kissing Sander. Nicole reminded Chloe of Sander's horrible crimes towards her and Nicole with a disgusted expression. I figured if anyone hated Sander as much as I do, it would be you, Nicole explained. Maybe a few weeks ago, I would have agreed with you, but you know how people change, and the more time I've spent with him, the more I've discovered that he has his charms, Chloe explained. Nicole threw up. Nicole inquired, what is that supposed to mean? It means he's nice, he makes me laugh, and he's a really good cook, Chloe explained. Nicole contended that this was insufficient cause to date a lowlife, like Sander. Nicole shouted, "You're not thinking straight." As Nicole claimed that Sander's arrogance concealed the rot inside, Sander strolled into the room. "Come on, Nicole. Tell us how you really feel," Sander replied. Sander told Chloe, with a smirk, that Nicole was envious because Nicole had blown her chance with Sander. Nicole and Chloe both rolled their eyes. "You really are full of it," Nicole commented. "Her loss is your gain," Sander told Chloe as he kissed her. Nicole approached Chloe and requested if she may slap Sander. Eric was drinking a beer at the Brady pub when Sloane stepped in. Eric inquired about Sloane's meeting with the district attorney. "My brother is still refusing to plead guilty, and Trask is out for blood," Sloane explained. Sloane bemoaned the fact that she couldn't help her brother avoid prison. "I know what he did was unspeakable," Sloane said. Sloane stated that Colin was her sole remaining family member. "You have me," Eric said quietly. Eric comforted Sloane by hugging her. "Colin is lucky to have you in his corner," Eric said. "I'm lucky to have you in my corner," Sloane said. Sloane recalled swabbing her own cheek to ensure that the DNA on the paternity test did not match Eric. Sloane inquired as Eric glanced off into the distance. Eric admits to meeting Nicole in the square. "I know how disappointed you were, and how much you wished you could have been Nicole's father," Sloane remarked. "It wasn't about Nicole. I just wanted to be a father," Eric admitted. Eric stated that he did not believe fatherhood was in his future. "But that doesn't mean it can't. You're young and healthy, so why don't you have a baby with me?" Sloane asked. Eric couldn't say anything. Sloane acknowledged that it was too early in their relationship for her to propose the notion. "But, we love each other and are committed to each other. Why can't I be the one to give you the child you've always wanted?" Sloane inquired. Eric stated that he did not want to make that decision because of Nicole's pregnancy. Sloane insisted that it was unrelated to Nicole. "I know family is important to you. It's important to me too. But I let all of that get so twisted for the wrong reasons. Anger, hatred. But I'm done with all of that because of you," Sloane stated. Sloane told Eric that he had showed her kindness and patience, and she wanted to repay him with something he had always desired. Sloane inquired, "Won't you let me do that for you?" "It all feels so sudden," Eric said quietly. Sloane assured Eric that he deserved anything he desired. "If E.J. Demurray gets to be a father, why shouldn't you?" Sloane inquired. Sloane asked Eric if he wanted to have a baby with her while he smiled wistfully. "This is not something we should rush into," Eric added. Sloane told Eric with a nod that she would be there when he was ready to be a father. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time.